Hello everyone, I'm going to do a quick inbox review of this. It's my first Zvezda kit. Number is 3603 and they've got it marked as a German heavy half-track L4500R Maultier. So they leave off it's Mercedes Benz, which is what it is. And there's not much on the box. A little blurb of the history. They did build about just under 1,500 of them. Now this thing was 4.5 ton payload as a truck and as the half-track, and the truck it was based on was actually a 4-wheel drive, unlike the L3000 Mercedes. And there's nothing else in the box. It's just artwork and then some Model Master colors, and same thing down here. So we'll move that aside. My apologies to Adam Mann. I did say there were lots of this available, and there's not. This kit seems to be identical to the Revell version, and that may have actually been taken from the Italian guys may have made it at some point as well, but it's not currently in production. So one quick thing I want to do, let me dig right down to the bottom here. Give me a second. So that's the floorboard, let me make sure it's centered, of the cargo area. And this is the Ford or Opel Maultier. Same thing, it's the converted truck. The width is about identical, and it's about 4.5 extra feet, just so you get an idea of the size of it. I mean, that's the Maultier. That's the Dragon kit, which is actually not a bad kit, as long as you ignore their instructions to put a fuel tank in it, because it won't fit anything with the fuel tank attached. Idiots. Dragon. Anyway, we'll start off with this one. For what I assume is a fairly old set of molds, everything's pretty good on this. Now the wood texture on the floor, let's turn the light a little bit, it's not bad. In fact, it's actually pretty good. Same thing with the end board here. Can't really see the screen all that well to see how well it's coming up. There's not a huge amount of, well, I'm not seeing any flash, at least on this one. I haven't really gone through this. I'm not going to spend a great deal of time. What I do like, and we'll come back to this with the instructions, this is the canvas top. Again, no flash. I don't know if you guys are picking up some fairly good molding of creases and stuff like that on the top and on the sides. So it does look like it's got life and it's not hanging there dead. That I like. We'll come back to that. Again, we'll discuss this in the instructions. Not like so much. But again, clean molding, good wood molding there. Okay. The tracks are link and length. Not a favorite of mine. I would either just rather have rubber bands or entirely link. There's more of it. That's the same sprue again. Again, it's nice, tidy molding. And that's the other side of the track. So, for what I assume is a old kit, it just occurred to me to look and see if I can see the year on this, and I can't quite find it. I'll take a look in a second. Again, reasonable detail, but clean. So, and although I'm going to use a different shaped plow, that's what I have in mind with mine. So, as we said, that was 4-wheel drive as the truck. And apparently had a 112 horsepower motor, 7.3 liter diesel. So it could be used to carry snow plows. And that's what I'm going to do with mine. And we'll get to that in another review. But one thing to keep in mind, the Mercedes-Benz below this, the 3000, was 2-wheel drive only and had about 60 horsepower. And that's the one my plow is actually made for. Go figure. Second, let's see if there's a year on this. (2009) is the date on the box. Okay, so get down a little bit more. Yeah, it's good enough. So again, it gives you the briefest history. Now, apparently these were produced from 42 to 44, something like that. And this is at least one of the earlier ones, because at some point late in the war, probably 44 itself, most of the trucks and the Maultiers derived from them got wooden caps to save metal. Now, there's only actually 2 Maultiers, and that's part of the reason why I misspoke to Adam in my reply. Really, there was only the Ford or the Opel Blitz that was converted. Where are we? There, one of these. Lots of them, actually. And this one were about the only trucks that were converted into half-tracks. My confusion is, if you go to the companies like Zvezda and ICM, among others, they produce German trucks, like mad numbers of them. And I figured it was more than just these 2 that were converted, but they weren't. Anyway, you got a big sprue map. Anything that's not used, they've ghosted out or faded, whatever you want to call it. Everything's numbered on the map as well, nice and clear. A little bit of what seems to be an advertisement for their tools over in this corner. Your decal sheet, your clear parts, another sprue, and then it's into the build. Now they give you 2 options, the exact same as Revell. Buttoned up side with the driver, or a mechanic with the hood partially open. Again, very simple, mid-80s type Tamiya complexity. There's your list of instructions. To glue a detail in a specified place, and then the hollow arrow is to establish a detail in the specified place without glue, and then your double arrows are repeat assembly on the other side. Now, you do have to do some chopping on the frame, and I don't like it when the frame you actually have to assemble yourself. You have to take a lot of time and care to make sure that you're getting this all square and straight, plumb, true, whatever you want to call it, or you're in trouble if your chassis and your frame isn't straight. All clear, only a couple of pieces being added per instruction, so simple, not overly complex or mad with parts. And again, your box is just a couple of pieces, and the cab really could be much simpler, other than the details, the windows and the interior panels. It's really just the Here they've got 5, and then the roof will be 6 pieces, plus your steering wheels and handles and stuff. So, not a complex kit by any stretch. Although if you do want to have the side of the engine open for your mechanic to look at, you have to scribe and then break the panel off yourself. It's molded on. Now, what I was saying about the canvas top, are you guys seeing this? Yep. You have the choice of having the canvas at the back down and closed, or rolled up, so you can still show a little bit of cargo with the top on. And then over here, oops, the color callouts are all Model Master, but they do give you the description of the color, so you can make do with whatever brand of paint you're using. And they've got it down as a camo paint scheme, which would probably be correct considering they didn't actually start doing the conversions until 42. So camo would have been, or at least Dungle Gelb would have been the original color for most of these, unless any were converted in the field from the German gray. So that is about that. I'm going to start building this in the new year. And what's going to get added to it is that. Again, this is for the conversion set for the Italo, I can't say it, bugger. Italo kit Mercedes L4500, which is weird because it's a smaller vehicle and it's 2-wheel drive only. But I went with this one, well, because it's the only Mercedes half-track that's available, or it's the only other version of a Mercedes with a half-track, not just the Zvezda version. But hopefully it's not going to be too complex. Hopefully the bumpers are similar between the 3000 and the 4500. But I'm going to do another review on this separately. So that's the kit. It looks good. It's cheaper than the Revell for the most part, depending on where you shop, but that's why I went with the Zvezda over the Revell, is the price. It seems to be at least 20% lower. And if you're getting the same thing, save some money. Anyway, talk to you later.